I was running an errand when I saw this sign that you can hardly see through my dirty windshield, but everything has still been closed here in California. So I drove around the block, came back, and followed the arrow on the sign, and I found this thrift store that I have never been to in Sacramento. I was so excited. This is the one thing that I have missed. Thrifting is like a treasure hunt for me, and I find things that I can't find anyplace else. I did have a few things in mind that I was hoping to find when I walked in, but mostly my mind was open. I feel like that's the best way to go about it anyway, but also this being a place I've never been to, I just didn't know what to expect. This sign made me feel so safe walking in, and they were serious. They did turn people away while I was there because they didn't have a mask. I have waited so long to go thrifting. I was really, really nervous that when I walked in, I wouldn't find anything, but the minute I walked in, right to my left, there was this just assortment of baskets, and so I was drawn in right away. I just took a quick second to sort of look around the general vicinity I was in before I attacked the baskets because it's easy to miss stuff, and I don't look past maybe a couple of feet where I am. It just gets too overwhelming because you're not in a store where everything's set up for you and all merchandised. It's just sort of all over the place. So I really have to get my bearings before I start picking things up. Because, see, there's stuff hidden, like this sweet little nest. I almost didn't notice it. And what I usually do is I start on the floor, too, because a lot of stuff in thrift stores, it's stuffed underneath, and other people don't see it because there's just so much at eye level. I love nests anyway, but I'm working on a farmhouse DIY right now. So this is kind of in the realm of something I was looking for, but this really nailed it for me. This right here, this is so Joanna Gaines. Her new line has a lot of this leather strap attached to baskets or boxes. Some of the trends I'm seeing in Magnolia that I really, really like are the leather, of course, and then these sweet little tags. I couldn't believe this box had one. Sometimes they're leather, sometimes they're metal. And I just love this look. And then she's bringing in lots of terracotta too. So these are all things that I'm looking for. My fingers are crossed that I will find here. You can tell, obviously, by how much time I'm spending recording this basket, how much I just love it. There's this other one right next to it, though, that I noticed as I was staring that one out of the corner of as I was staring at that one out of the corner of my eye. I really did like that basket, but if you don't move stuff around, like here's a really good example. There could be stuff hiding behind, especially on the floor, so you have to move stuff, and this was behind it. It was $19.95. That was just steeper than I was looking at that day, but oh my gosh, what a find. They had this cabinet set up that had these cute little perfume bottles in there, and I love those. They have a huge jewelry section, and what I really like about this is these are great for crafts, and basically when I go into a thrift store, what I'm looking for really is I'm looking for things that I can use for DIYs and crafts. I didn't really look at prices or anything because there was just so much of it, and it wasn't really what I was looking for that day in particular, and so I decided to just wait until I come back another time. Although, looking back now, that was really stupid because I need some small black beads that I haven't been able to find anywhere, so that happened. There was just so much to look at in this thrift store, though, and I was in such a hurry to see absolutely everything. Like, look at these sweet little apples. They're giant apples. Where are you going to find this? Things like that are why I want to go to thrift stores. They had some hobnail in there, which is wonderful, and I will come back to that when I'm working on my kitchen, but it looks like they have plenty all the time, so I didn't really worry about it. I do always look at vases, though. I love colored vases. I just love them. I could have spent all day looking at them, but there's really only one thing I was looking for. I was looking for that green recycled glass because that's, again, part of the new Joanna Gaines Magnolia feel that I really, really like. I am so glad I taped this because I missed so much while I was in there. There is so much stuff I just didn't even see. I looked at the purses, not because I'm looking for a purse, but because I can use the leather. Leather is something on my list because it's really expensive to just buy like a piece of leather online. So I was really hoping to find it at the thrift store, and I could use anything leather. So I was looking at purses, wallets, belts, because belts would be perfect to make the handles. They're already the right shape. I wouldn't even have to cut it. A leather jacket would work. Basically, as much leather as I can find right now for my DIYs. I really need just a pile of leather hanging around. I could probably get away with like a pleather look, but it never has the same texture as leather. Like, I think you always notice when it's real, genuine leather. And sorry to any vegan friends that I might have out there, but I do feel much better about upcycling. Does feel like a more responsible way to acquire leather. And look at this. It's so worn and patinaed, and it wouldn't look like this brand new anyway. This is perfect. You can tell I love it because I went back to it so many times. Their prices on this stuff I did feel like was really uncharacteristically high for a thrift store. But I also know that it's something that's harder to come by, and it is still cheaper than you can buy it online. Okay, so this is the beginning of the decor section. This is my favorite part of any thrift store, hands down. I'm not just looking for pieces that I love, I'm also looking for things that I can thrift flip. So I look past what an item is and I look at the shape, like this for instance. This little ceramic bowl is handmade, and it's just the perfect shape that's sort of coming out. We're seeing a lot of this round squat vase shape popping up in Joanna Gaines' line, and then also in boho. Right now we mostly see them in terracotta in both farmhouse and boho decor, and it is really easy to thrift flip something to look like terracotta, so that's why I'm only looking at the shapes for now. And I can tell you that I will definitely be doing that in my upcoming thrift flip video. So if you don't know how to do that yet, it's really easy. Just watch the video. I'll show you everything you need to know. Sorry, I took a quick detour here. I realized there's a whole big jewelry section, another one right behind me, so I turned around and looked at this first. This area called to me because it was more metallics and less kind of junk jewelry, and that stuff is really great to use in crafts and DIYs. I really feel like in decor, like the trick to making something look higher end or upscale is all about the details. So when you're using real metals instead of plastics or real leather, those little things that you add, I feel like that really just makes your piece look authentic and luxurious as opposed to like a cheapy little DIY. Because I really don't want my house to look like it's full of DIYs. I feel like the fun is in making something that's special and unique that nobody else has, but that looks like it could have been store-bought. Earrings, buttons, necklaces, belt buckles. These are kind of things that you can take apart and use in your crafts or your DIYs. And they're just an added unique detail. And you can use them for so many things. You can cover them in clay, or you can use them to press into clay. You can add them to just the tiny little corners of books. You can just make all these little tiny details and magic moments happen in your pieces. Mixed metals are really in right now too. So this is a nice way, if you're not comfortable or even if you are, to add a little mixed metals into your decor. This is the stuff I just die over. Like, I am obsessed with anything that's like from Tibet or India or Nepal. Just anything with a worn, like hand-carved metal look. I thought that was a giant metal vase for a minute, but it's just got like this metallic paint over it. It's a ceramic, but the shape is still gorgeous. So these shapes are really, really great for what's in right now. And these I love. They're ceramic. They would be a perfect thrift flip for my front porch, but they are just way too overpriced. I mean, they're cute, but they're not handmade. They're mass-produced, and I'm going to have to put time, energy, and money into them, so I just don't want to pay that much. I have never seen so many shells in a thrift store in my life. which is great because I have a coastal DIY coming up. So very convenient. And now I know where to go. Ooh, and see, this is a perfect example of like the really unique stuff you can find only in a thrift store. I mean, look at this. This is, I don't even know what this is. This is like a piece of a bed, and somebody has framed it in like this really weathered looking wood. Oh, I'm just dying over this. And this is exactly the type of thing that I don't mind paying a little more for at a thrift store. Look at, and there's two of them. This whole area is kind of fun. See what I mean about looking underneath things? They just stuff them under tables and you never know what you're going to find. And most people just don't get down to the floor level and look. So you can find some of the best stuff down there. And I just move things around. They're all kind of pushed together and piled together. This frame looked really nice to me. So I turned that over. And it wasn't until I started looking at this frame that I actually saw what was behind it, because there's just so much stuff down here. But there's this cute little farmhouse sign. Look at this. How cute is that for little farmhouse decor? And it was like a little over $15, I think. It's huge. I mean, what would that cost in a store if you went and bought it? It would be like 80, 90, over $100. Look at the shape of this little vase that was hiding in the back. This is a perfect example of something that you could make look like terracotta. It's maybe a 10-minute project. That is fantastic. That is an expensive vase if you bought that in terracotta in any store brand new. I am not sure why I like this vase, but I just do. But it's little, and that's a lot to pay for it. Oh, I'm always on the lookout for like hinges or hooks or just little details that I can add to my project. I have no idea what I would use it for, but I would come up with something. Oh, and look at these little flower-shaped like cups in the back. So cute. And the little blue. Oh, and here is copper cups. I love copper for a kitchen. I can't get over it. I love to collect just all of these sweet little copper cups. That one says Paula. I really don't want somebody else's name in my kitchen, but maybe I could turn it around. And this one has like a Tibetan or Nepal feel to it. These clocks were so pretty. Oh, and they're just back there on the shelf. They're a really good price. This little this little tray right here. It's a wicker. It needs some cleaning up, but how cute is that? $4. So cute. And this box down here, that one on the bottom would be great for like a glam room. I'm an absolute sucker for glam decor. Oh, here's another instance of something hiding underneath. This one actually doesn't go all the way around. It's a wall hanging piece, and it's too heavy, but I pick up anything brass. These were hiding too, these little plant holders, and these were like two for $5 or something like that. Stuff like this I always grab, but $5.98 for two of them. So that's a pretty decent little price because they're cute. So usually I grab stuff like that, but I did feel like $5 was a little overpriced for it. This little pot is really cute. I love that. It's a great shape. Oh, but $4.92. It was really small for $5. Oh, I'm picking things up. So this is just the sweetest little copper bowl. And so it's engraved in the back. It says something copper. I'm not sure. Ararian, something like that. But that's the kind of stuff you miss because there's things inside. These are copper too. These little egg holders. I forget what those are called. I missed that. I missed that frame when I was in there. I need that. This is a perfect. These are so cute. I don't know what it's for, but it'd be so cute for a little country kitchen. It's on this chain. I really like the chain too. So pretty. I wish I knew what those were for. If anybody knows, please leave me a comment and let me know what those are for. More baskets. More colored glass. I just love that yellow picture. I am always so curious what other people would pick up. So in the comments below, tell me what you would be grabbing immediately. This store had a great crafts section, especially for wood for some reason. They had like a lot of wooden little things. Here's the shells. So many shells all over this place. So here's the wood, and they had like stamps and just wooden blocks and little like wood. Look at these are Neiman Marcus. They're like I think they're the cedar for your drawers and stuff. Oh, these cute little buttons. More wood blocks. So I usually get those at like the Dollar Tree, but they were 98 cents instead of $1, so I still saved a couple pennies. There were a few different kinds and sizes of these cute little block letters, and I really liked them because they reminded me of the magnolia sign. I've always liked the little jumbled letters in farmhouse decor. I think it is so sweet. Not to mention that rust is showing up again. Rust anything, really. Actual rust, rust-colored leather, rust anything. And these block letters are really easy to give a faux rust look to. I'll definitely be doing that in my thrift flip video, so you can watch that if you're not sure how to do that. It'll get posted right after my haul video. More shells. I am not kidding you. But $3.92, I mean, these things would be so expensive if you try to get this on Amazon or something. They are as big as my hand, and they're just perfect for a statement piece. You could frame them and put them on your wall. They would also be super cute if you melted down some candles and poured the wax in and just made little shell candles. They would add a lot of texture to any decor. I think that's probably why typically coastal decor pieces are popping up in all decor styles right now. I've seen shells and coral in glam, boho, farmhouse, and even in mid-century modern. When I bent down to look at this stockpile of cute little handmade doilies, I noticed that underneath these tables in sort of the kitchen area was this dough bowl that I am absolutely obsessed with. These are really expensive to buy brand new at a store, and this one had some flaws. It looks like it was used for candles. There's some candle wax spilled inside, but it's a raw wood, so it'll be really easy just to sand that out. And for $4, I can handle a little sanding. I thought this was so cute. I would repurpose it though. I thought it would make the perfect little outdoor planter. It's real terracotta, and oh my gosh, I just love the design on it. I'm also finding out that I apparently have a white ceramic or rooster obsession that I was not aware that I had. So I'm going to have to just find the perfect one for my kitchen because I don't want my kitchen full of roosters, but it's clear that I need to have one. This was so cute too. This was such a surprise. I wasn't even sure what it was. It's this little wicker clamshell with little soaps in it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but oh my gosh, so cute. Just another example of something so random that you would find in a thrift store and nowhere else. love this recipe box. Not into red personally, but it would be so easy to flip. A little chalk paint and sandpaper, and that is all it would take to make this just gorgeous. I just loved this. I have no idea what it is or what it's used for, so if you know, will you please put it down in the comment section for me? I'm just in love with it. I love these too. I have no idea what they're for, but they look like the world's tiniest little candlesticks. If these were life-size, I would have been out of that place with those so fast. And again, underneath the table, I found this box. It's a wine box, and it had like some red crayon writing on it, and it didn't have a price tag. So I took it up front and asked how much it was, and actually it was a display box only, but they went ahead and sold it to me anyway, and they just said, okay, well, we'll just sell anything that's in the store, so how about $4? And I said sold before the lady could even finish her sentence. It would look so cute with some leather handles, and it is huge. Look at the writing. It has so much character. It's even cute from the side. It is a perfect display box. On my way out the door, of course, after I had already paid for everything and was leaving, I saw this cute little Coach purse. This little thrift store was a great find. I had to make several trips to the car because I got so much stuff. I got a huge haul, so you're not going to want to miss that video. Make sure that you hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you can see all the great stuff that I got. That video should be out in the next day or two. See you then. I'm Tanya. Thank you for joining me here on Lazy DIY.